What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Retro Hoop Collectibles. I actually wasn't planning on releasing a video today. Released a video yesterday. Talking about Arena Club. We're going to be releasing our podcast tomorrow morning. I've been holding on to this situation that I was in, or that I've kind of been in. And given some recent videos and circumstances and stuff, I figured it was going to be a perfect time to talk about this situation. Now, I'll admit the title is a little clickbaity, but it's all true. I got screwed. At least as of right now, that's what it seems to be. It seems that I got screwed. So let me tell you guys the whole story. And at the end of all this, we have there's a bit of a point to all of this that I think is very relevant to some situations that are going on right now that you guys already the stories that you guys already are aware of, and a couple of big YouTubers that are kind of talking through some stuff right now. Sorry, I'm a little dirty right now also because I was working on my truck. I just got AC put in it, which is great. I just managed to if you've ever built a car, rebuilt motor, transmission, full drivetrain, got in the car, drives, you're very excited. It runs like a champ, everything. And then you start working on your creature comforts. Here in Texas, AC is an absolute must-have. And so I've been driving around in my truck with no AC. And then today I finally got the AC going. Shout out to my brother. And so anyway, that's why I'm a little dirty and a little sweaty. But anyway, but I wanted to put out this video before I take off to go work out, and then I completely forget about it. About 2, maybe 3 months ago, actually more than that, about like 6 months ago, in one of the Facebook posts, somebody posted a couple of Hakeem Olajuwon in-person autograph cards that were not authenticated. They were just in-person cards that he posted good pictures of them and everything. And as you guys know, I'm a huge Hakeem Olajuwon fan. I have a ton of in-person autograph Hakeem Olajuwon cards, all of which I have sent off to get authenticated from PSA. There's I have a bunch of stuff. So I have different variations of his signature. I have actually seen him sign things in person. It's a bunch of stuff. But I'm very familiar with Hakeem Olajuwon's autograph. And so based on that, and based on the pictures and everything, I purchased these 3 on-card autographs at a very low price. Very low price. We're not going to get into numbers. Very low price. The guy that I was dealing with did good business. I paid him. He shipped me the cards. Everything was great. And we got to chatting quite a bit. I got to know the guy. And he was telling me about some other in-person autograph cards that he had. And started kind of naming some names, all 90s players, guys that I was very familiar with. And in that conversation, we did some more transactions. I purchased some more cards from him, in-person autograph cards that, once again, I did my due diligence, but the prices were prices were good, so I didn't really dive too much into it. With the exception of 2 cards that he had. He had at the time, a Ja Morant autograph and a Steph Curry autograph. In-person autograph. He gave me the story, and I felt good about it. The Hakeem Olajuwons, I knew them to be in good shape because I know what his autograph looks like. So I had no reason to not believe that the rest of the cards weren't authentic or that his stories were true. That was a gamble that I was taking, okay? And this is going to be the theme of a lot of what we're talking about here. I decided to take a gamble on these cards. I purchased them knowing that they were not authenticated. I purchased them simply looking at what I was presented evidence-wise. The cards themselves, pictures, things like that. When I got them in hand, all the autographs looked good. I did some research. They look fine. I sent them off to PSA to get authenticated. It was a total of 12 cards. Here they are right here. It's a little stack of cards. Total 12 cards. that I sent off, including the 3 Olajuwons that I felt 99.9% confident on, as well as I think there was a Penny Hardaway in here that I felt great about. 2 Penny Hardaways that I had in here that I felt good about. Again, familiar with Penny Hardaway's signature as well. And my thought process is that if they come back authentic, then we should be good to go. I'll sell off a few of the ones that I bought just for the flip, pay off the rest of them, and we'll be good to go. I'll have them in my PC for relatively nothing. Aside from that, I also spoke to somebody else that also purchased cards from this guy, that he sent them to PSA to get authenticated. Out of the 5 that guy sent, 3 of them were rejected by PSA. 2 of them were authenticated. The 3 that were rejected by PSA, the guy subsequently sent them to Beckett, and Beckett authenticated them. So, once again, kind of covering bases, but again, still upon me to take a gamble. I took a gamble. It is personal liability that is the theme of this story. Fast forward 3 months, cards come back. PSA rejected all of them, every single one of them. So I am now sitting on 12 cards that I believe to be authentic. At least my Olajuwons, I know they are for sure. And by all intents and purposes, I feel that the rest of them should be relatively good as well. But that is a gamble that I now sit with. That is an L that I take. I took that because I decided to buy the cards, knowing the story behind the cards, right? Knowing the story. Now, I currently have half of these out to Beckett with the picture service and all that stuff, where they can, you can take pictures and send them off, and then they'll tell you whether or not, and I'll keep you guys updated on what that looks like. Why am I telling you this story now? I'm telling you this story because those of you who follow my channel probably also follow Sports Card Radio, probably also follow Bench Clear Media, and probably also follow Ty over at Chasing Cardboard. The thing that gets me about all of this, all of that situation, number one, nobody is putting a gun to anybody's head to make them buy anything, right? I think we get away too much from this idea of personal liability or personal, like taking some accountability, personal accountability, and saying, man, that's a good looking card. That actually looks right. I believe that autograph to be correct, and I'm going to go ahead and bid on it. And I'm probably going to get it for way cheaper than I would have if a third party authenticated it and said that it was a good card. But that's a gamble that you take when you do that. You do that knowing that there is a possibility that a third party authentication company, which, let's face it, at the end of the day, it is simply an opinion. It is a third party opinion, right? And you can't say that it's biased or unbiased because they get paid to do that, right? Like it is a third party authentication company that is telling you, we think that grade is authentic. So that's one thing. Nobody's making you buy anything. It is your responsibility to do that. Now, some people had some issues with the fact that Ty was selling the card. Okay, you can have issues with that all you want. You can, and that's fine. That is your personal preference. That is the way that you decide to whether you want to sell them or not. Sports Card Dad did a follow-up video to that live stream from last night, where he was saying these cards shouldn't be sold on eBay. Well, that's his opinion, right? Sports Card Radio, that's his opinion. Ty felt good about selling them, so he sold them. He sold them in a way that was, hey, this is not authenticated. I looked at this card. It looks good to me. You can, I think he had it on a bid, if I'm not mistaken. So throw it up there and see who's willing to pay what for it, right? But at the end of the day, he wasn't putting it up there and asking authenticated prices for it, right? And subsequently, nobody was making anybody buy that card. Again, the personal accountability is the part that's missing from all of this. I don't fault Sports Card Radio for having their opinion. I don't fault anybody for having their opinions about the way that Ty decided to do what he did, and whether or not he took it down, relisted it, all that, the sequence of events in which that happened, I don't have any problem with people having a problem with that. That's fine. But again, it's your personal opinion and the way that you feel things should or shouldn't be done. And that has no bearings on whether or not Ty decides to do the things that he does. I think he mentioned it in his response video earlier today, that he's not holden to anybody's opinion, right? You guys can decide what you want to do on your own. We're all grown here. At least the assumption is that we're all grown here. But when I took my gamble, it was a gamble. It was a personal accountability. When PSA came back and said, yeah, we can't authenticate these. We can't authenticate them because we don't feel that they're authentic. Okay, great. Was I a little upset? Sure, I was upset. But a handful of them, I sent them back to, I did the $10 autograph review to Beckett just to get their opinion on them. Now, I know these Olajuwons are good. I know that for a fact, that these Olajuwons are good. The rest of them, I don't have as much of a confidence factor that I do with the Olajuwons, but the Olajuwons I know are good. And if I ever decide to sell any of these, right, I'll feel good about selling the Olajuwons. The other ones I can't really. I mean, I'm just going to take an L on them. But that's the way that I decide to do that. Again, I have no problem with people having issues with the way other folks do things. And that's fine. What I have a problem with is that we leave out this one piece of the entire story, which is personal accountability. And whether or not people are, nobody's forcing anybody to buy anything. You make the decisions as to whether or not you see something and want to buy it. But people are so quick to see something that they think is wrong and automatically cry wolf about it. Let me know what you guys think. I'll keep you guys updated on what Beckett comes back and says on the handful of cards that I sent over there. I sent over there one of the Olajuwons. I had a Deion Sanders autograph, and then the Steph, and then the Ja. I sent all three of them in. And if you're curious, I'd be happy to send you the pictures. DM me on Instagram. I'll be happy to send you guys the pictures, and you can give me your opinions about, what you think, whether or not they're authentic or not. Anyway, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Appreciate y'all. As always, a little bonus video today. So, hope you enjoyed. Again, comments is what I'm looking for on this one. Really interested on what you guys think. All right, we'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Love y'all. Peace.